Hi beautiful soul, it's Jazz and welcome to Life by Jazz. This channel is all about personal, professional, and spiritual growth, and for returning subscribers, welcome back. It's so good to see you. In this video, I wanted to share with you my personal spiritual awakening story and a few signs of spiritual awakening so that you can understand better if that's something that you're going through right now. So about 3 years ago, I pretty much experienced the most pain and hardship that I had in my life up until that point. I got my wisdom teeth taken out, so that was like really painful, physically painful. I remember coming home and just being really surprised how painful it was because I had also broken bones in my lifetime before, but this was like no other pain. Emotionally, both of my parents were in the hospital at one point or another in that year, and so that was really hard for me to see both of my parents, who I love really dearly, in the hospital suffering. My mom was in the hospital for her heart, and my dad was in the hospital for a stroke. I really had to think about what my life would be like without them. Another thing was I was in a living situation that was really challenging for me. I would come home and constantly cry because I felt like I couldn't be myself in my own living space. I was living with a roommate at that time. Now we're actually friends, but at the time it was painful for me to come home. So all those things happened in the course of a year, came to a point where I pretty much broke down. I didn't know that's what was happening at the time because I felt like I was crying like all the time. But when you are pushed to a limit, beautiful things happen. And for me, that was spiritual awakening. I had no idea what spiritual awakening was at that point, but I knew that a really big shift happened in me because I just really stopped caring. I stopped caring about the things that I previously cared so much about. One of them being, I guess, the way that I dressed, the way that I acted around people. I even kind of stopped taking showers as much. But I just stopped caring as much as I did about all these things that I felt like I had to do and the person that I had to be. And it was really because, again, I was just in this place where I couldn't handle it anymore. I was just done really caring and feeling that pain, so I had to honor myself and take care of myself. I ended up learning about spiritual awakening from my longtime friend and mentor, who's now my spiritual mentor, Leilani. And she told me that I was experiencing awakening. She started talking about things that I was feeling that I had no idea was a thing. And so these are some signs of spiritual awakening. Is the first one is you really start to care less about the things that used to be such a huge priority to you in life. And there's a distinction between being depressed and being spiritually awakened. For me, it was certain things like I just didn't care as much about what people thought, about how I acted and what I said. Also, I really started to question all the things that I knew to be true about the world, about why I was here, about pretty much everything, what I should be doing day to day, and I just became obsessed with finding out the truth. What I discovered was a lot of the decisions that I was making were really based off of what I was taught about the world, based off of my experiences, and that they were pretty much conditions that were ruling my life and keeping me from actually being happy. Those are a few symptoms. Some other symptoms or signs of spiritual awakening are feeling isolated. And this is something that I felt because when you start to change your thoughts and the way that you act, a lot of times the people around you, your friends, your family, they don't like change because they want you, the person that they know who you are, and change is different, it's unfamiliar. So I started kind of isolating myself because I felt like I didn't believe this, the exact same thing everyone else believed. The beautiful things that I started seeing, I mean, all of it was beautiful and it continues to be beautiful and unfolding. I started to see miracles in my life. A lot of synchronicities. Basically, like I would talk about someone and then they would call me the next day, or maybe I'd run into them at the grocery store. So those are what I call synchronicities. And at first I was like, whatever, coincidence. And then it kept happening and happening and happening. That's really what happens when you become aligned with your highest self and the universe. And then with manifesting, I would literally think about an amount of money that I wish that I had. And then the next week I got a freelance gig for the exact same amount. And at the time, before I knew that I had awakened, before my friend had told me, I remember being on a call with my cousin in Hawaii and just telling her, I think something really crazy is happening to me. Like, I feel like I've tapped into some sort of magic because all these things are happening to me. I have no idea how to explain it. And so awakening and learning about spiritual awakening really opened my eyes. It made me feel like I belonged, like I was experiencing something that was real, and that I wasn't crazy. So that was the other sign. Is at first I felt really, really crazy. I felt like all of the thoughts that I were thinking were wrong, but they were actually my truth and my highest truth. I remember even getting in arguments with some family members because I just didn't see the truth the same way they did. And I realized later there's no need to argue when it comes to that. But I wanted to share my personal spiritual awakening story with you because I'm a firm believer that our whole world is constantly and continually awakening, and it's such a beautiful thing. And the other thing is that hardships are one of the greatest catalysts to spiritual awakening. Since my first realization of spiritual awakening, I have continued to unfold and deepen in consciousness and in my awakening, and it's always through hardship that I am able to go deeper and understand more of myself. So this is a mixture of an invitation to start seeking yourself and seeing if you have any of these signs happening in your life, but it's also a video of encouragement. If you are going through hardship right now, which is a part of life, I want to let you know that there is a beautiful silver lining in every hardship. Since 3 years ago, I have experienced so much turbulence in my life. I've been in a car accident, I've been in lawsuits, I've lost my job several times, I've literally had $0 in my bank account. All of these things really gave me the opportunity to decide, what I valued and who I wanted to be during this time. So I want to encourage you, wherever you are right now in life, that your journey of unfolding your soul and really being on this spiritual journey is a beautiful thing. And I'm excited to share even more videos about this. In fact, the other reason why I'm sharing is because this spiritual awakening is also what really ignited my courage and confidence to start my YouTube channel. And 2 years later, here I am sharing with you and connecting with you. And I'm so glad that I did. There's so many beautiful things that can come from hardship, and this YouTube channel is one of them. So I would love to know in the comments here, are you experiencing any of these signs of spiritual awakening? If you know that you have awoken, I don't know if that's a word, but if you know that you are awake now, how is your life right now, and what are you experiencing in your spiritual journey? Thank you again so much for watching. If you want to learn more about everything that this channel is about and how to start your own YouTube channel, there's a ton of free trainings on my website, Life by Jazz, so head on over there, and also ways to work with me as a coach. It's been a pleasure connecting with you. I can't wait to see and read your comments. And until next week, namaste, ashe, that means good vibes, good energy, and peace and blessings to you.